Welcome to Nutnfancy's tabletop review of the outstanding 9mm subcompact semi-automatic pistol by Glock, the Glock 26. Man, I dig this pistol. I'm going to go ahead and go down my talking points as I normally try to do with my pistol reviews. Heck, all my gun reviews will kind of follow that same format. And I'll interweave some philosophy as I go, reference its bigger brother, the Glock 17, as I go. And I really don't know if I can do it in one segment. It's just too much to cover. I'm going to give it a shot, though. First off, let's start with our safety checks. I'm big on safety. I just will never relent on that. Anytime you pick up a handgun of any kind, I don't care who it's from, how competent you think that individual is, it don't matter worth a crap. You have to ensure that it is unloaded yourself. I don't care if you're at a gun store. The way you do that with a semi-automatic pistol is you're going to remove the magazine. You're going to point it in a safe direction. No people around at all in that direction. Rack the slide multiple times. If you really want to get anal about it, you can do a visual and feel check. Put your pinky in there and make sure that indeed the chamber is unloaded. Now you've ascertained for yourself that's an unloaded gun and you can handle it, guess what? Just like a loaded gun. We never handle it like it's unloaded. Never. Now, that's not to say we can't dry fire it. And heck, the manual even for Glock says that you have to dry fire it to take it apart. And I don't have an issue with that. To me, that's just part of safe gun handling. Making sure it's empty. Point in a safe direction. And trust me, that's a safe direction. And I dry fire it. Okay? Then in this most rearward position like that, a Glock is indeed unloaded. The newer style Glocks will have an extractor that will kind of pop out from the side if there's a round in the chamber as well. Lurking in the background, you see a safety checked Glock 17. What do you know? I have a multi-part series on the Glock 17. What an outstanding gun that is. I just think the world of the Glocks, all of them. I do concentrate on the 9mm versions, but all my points that I make about the Glock 17 and this video, the Glock 26, are of course applicable to all versions of Glocks, mostly because they all share the same function. I do concentrate on the 9mm or 9mm because I think it's the most size efficient full power pistol round that is currently out there. I can carry more of them for the same given weight, and with a proper loading I think the 9mm is just fine. I think it will get the job done and has for many years. If you do use a full metal jacket round with a Glock, good luck. It's not a great round. The 9mm FMJ, I don't care if it's plus P, plus P++, NATO 124, which is a hot round. I just don't like FMJ loadings in 9mm. It's not good. They don't transfer energy. But that's a different subject for a different video, and yes, you'll see those coming from me eventually. Now, the Glock 26, of course, is a subcompact 9mm. Shown here in the catalog, the Glock catalog, which is, by the way, very outstandingly produced. I love it. They present the information very clearly. They give me all the information I'd be interested in as a buyer. But my comments also apply to the 40 caliber version, the Glock 27, and they're identically sized and they have identical weights. And yes, I'm a big fan of the 40 caliber cartridge as well. I think it's outstanding. It's the best compromise between 40, 45 ACP and 9mm, and it was born out of the downloading of the 10mm back in the 80s by the FBI. So yeah, big fan of the 40. I love it. I just think I can carry more rounds in a 9mm. I know it's not a lot more, but I can. 9 versus 10 with a stock magazine in a 26. Anywho, I digress. Let's start going. I can tell you already, it ain't going to happen in one part. Let's talk about weight first of the, again, outstanding Glock 26. And this is a great way to lead off the review because the weight on these little subcompact baby Glocks, as they're referred to, is just amazing. And granted, well, first let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's bring the scale out here. Dusty. And I throw this on here. And this is with a magazine with a +2 base plate, extended slide release. This owner has, I believe this is A-grip material on the grip. I'll talk about that when I get to accessories. But he is weighing out at 22 ounces. This little baby Glock. That's amazing for a 9mm pistol. Amazing. Now, that's not to say there aren't some other great designs out there. In fact, the world is changing rapidly when it comes to subcompact 9mm pistols. And the Taurus 111 is one of them. I don't really know so much about that one yet. The Millennium, H&K 2000 SK, the Beretta Storm, Springfield XD Compact. That's an excellent gun. I've heard lots of good reports about that. I personally have not shot the subcompact XD yet, though. Let's take a look at that one, and you'll see that that XD is amazingly like the Glock. I'm going to disconnect you from the tripod, make you dizzy like I like to do. I just dig that. Not really. There's a subcompact XD. Now, if you look at that and go, wow, that looks just like a Glock 26. Well, that's basically where they got their design cues from. Has a grip safety in the back here. I like the square trigger guard. It's kind of cute. They got a little accessory rail on there. And a subcompact, don't need that. But, okay, that's a good gun, though. And I just wanted to let you see that for yourself and tell you that, indeed, it's a great gun. But the weight on the Glock 26 is superb. And that is a main feature of it. It's really hard to believe that you can get, in this particular Glock 26, you have 13 round firepower in 22 ounces. Now, granted, it's going to weigh more, obviously, when we load it up. But generally, 13 or 22 ounces empty is amazing. What a great loadout. So, I dig that. How about firepower going down the list? Well, guess what? It's more than adequate for the size of pistol it is. The normal Glock 26 magazine, as it comes from the factory, is a 10-round magazine. Now, as of now in the United States, and my European viewers, I'm not sure what your laws are, and I appreciate you guys too, but nowadays it's legal to put a +2 base plate on your Glock 26, and that will give you a 12-round capacity. And I have found in shooting the Glock 26, which I've done like a lot, that it doesn't hurt reliability at all. The magazine feeds fine. I didn't have to replace the spring at all. It just worked great. But that's pretty amazing. 13 rounds firepower. But wait, there's more. Since it is a shrunken Glock 17, and this again gets to my systems philosophy, of which I've referenced in a lot of my review videos. I talk about systems. What do I mean? I'm talking about you would be wise to make your full-size pistol, i.e. the one you want to have a longer sight radius with, like the Glock 17, more round capacity, make it a Glock. And then when you want to go subcompact, make it a Glock 26. So 17-26, Glock 23, Glock 27. In other words, stick with your same calibers. That's called a system. That way, back to the firepower talking point, your magazines are interchangeable. If for whatever reason you have to use the Big Brother magazine, you can do it. Glock 26, of course, accepts all the 9mm magazines. So you can crank it on up to the 19-round magazine. 17 without a base plate, 19 with a +2 base plate. But wait, there's more. Even though I'm looking for it. Should things really go south, if you're a troop or something carrying this, or a law enforcement official, you can actually rock and roll with some 33-round magazines in the Glock 26. Had to borrow these from a friend, but man, what a nice setup that is. 3 33-round magazines in a Blackhawk carrier. Wish I had that. Nicely done. Anywho, there you go. Now you have a subcompact pistol that has 34-round capability. Can you touch that with any other design in terms of firepower? Pretty much not. Springfield XD doesn't have that capability, not that I know of. I might be missing something, but I don't think I am. There again is a huge advantage of the Glock design, especially in 9mm, that you have that option all the way up to 33 rounds. If you're a pilot flying over enemy territory, if you can get authorization to carry a Glock I would think the Glock 19 or the Glock 26 is an outstanding option for you, and you should really consider it because of that capability of firepower. Over enemy territory, I'd be carrying at least 3 33 rounders, maybe more, depending if I'm in an injection seat aircraft or not. Because if I am, then I can't carry that much weight. If I'm not in an injection seat aircraft, then I'd probably take a lot more. Heck, even if you don't go 33 rounders, just get some Glock 17 mags. And they're cheap nowadays. Load up on those, and then you've got some firepower. So in terms of firepower, the Glock 26 and its 9mm loading, and again, that's another reason I like the 9mm Glocks, because you can go up to those 33 round magazines, which were initially designed for the Glock 18 machine pistol, so to speak. Great advantage. Firepower, it just freaking rocks. It does. Weight, it rocks. Firepower, the Glock 26, amazing. How about durability and reliability, the next talking point? Well, I'm not going to say a lot about this other than it's outstanding. Why shouldn't it be? Because it's the little brother to the Glock 17. Probably one of the most tested semi-auto pistols in the world of pistols, at least from what I know. I mean, how many law enforcement agencies, and I'm kind of jumping ahead to track record, but I mean, this thing is proven. And by virtue of the 17 being so proven, so durable, over thousands upon thousands of rounds, the Glock 26 is no different. Now, some of you guys might be saying, well, hold on, it's a subcompact gun. Let me take this down real quick. And you'll say, it has a double nested recoil spring. How durable is that? Well, you know what? The buddies I know of that have shot the 26 and all the colleagues that I've talked to have put thousands upon thousands of rounds through the 26 report very good reliability. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't have issues, that occasionally you'll see it hiccup. It's a mechanical device. There's nothing that's perfect that's a mechanical device. Everything's subject to failure. But if you were to plot the data points on the Glock 26 in terms of durability and reliability, pretty amazing. There's very few pistols that will match its track record. Now, there have been some videos out there talking about how if you limp wrist a Glock, it's going to jam on you. In fact, you can find those. What does Nutnfancy think about those? I think it's pretty much nonsense. I'm not saying that it can't happen. Heck, I know it can happen. If I just limp wrist a Glock, will it, can I get it to jam? Well, yeah, maybe. But guess what? I don't limp wrist my guns. Now, someone said, well, what if you're wounded? I still won't limp wrist it. Hold the gun the way it's designed to be held firmly. I don't care if it's a Glock, SIG, H&K, Beretta, Springfield. I shoot all my handguns the same way. Hold them the way they're designed to be held, and that's firmly. Positive hold, like that. And I do not in any way, shape, or form think that that's a valid criticism against the Glock design. You may differ in that, but I just don't. If it was a valid criticism against the Glock design, think about it. Would thousands upon thousands of police officers have this writing in their holsters? Would militaries around the world have adopted the Glock? The answer is a resounding no. And those guys depend on their pistol, just like you might one day, for their lives. So as far as the limp wristing goes of Glocks, I don't buy it. It's not a valid criticism. Not saying it can't happen. I just say if you're a good pistol shooter, you have good training, it just shouldn't be an issue. I've been shooting Glocks since the 1980s. I've never seen it be an issue in my shooting of the Glocks. Enough said on that. So durability, reliability, excellent. Actually outstanding. I'm going to go wrap this up. This is part one, obviously. Nutnfancy's review, Glock 26 subcompact 9mm pistol. Part two coming at you. Thanks for hanging in there.